Good morning, everybody. I hope you got some sleep last night. I've got my coffee. I'm feeling good. After the broadcast, I worked on a video. Well, I worked on the audio for my new Fallout 3 video, and it kept me up pretty late last night, so I got like 7 hours. I'm good. 7 hours is okay. Anything less than 7 hours, really, and I'm not so good. I can do 6 hours. I think I can get by with 6 hours, and I'm all right. So, the broadcast is going to be fun. I'm ready, and the coffee is important. Good morning, Ox, says Weird Beard. Good to see you, Weird Beard. Publius says, morning, Ox. Good to see you, Publius. Always great to see regular cast of characters in the chat today. Morning, Ox. Happy Friday, says Justin. Hello, chappies, says Gemma. Yeah, good to see everybody. Happy Friday, one and all. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Lots of wonderful content. So, I had to split up my next Fallout 3 video into 2 videos because it was just so long. The location where we appear after being incapacitated by the Enclave at the end of the Vault 87 video is, it's quite sprawling. I spent a long time getting lost in this location and looking up guides and trying to figure out where all of the loot was and making sure we explored every corner. So we've got a big dungeon crawl video tomorrow and then a big plot dialogue video where we meet a very interesting character on Sunday. So that's the plan for the rest of the week. But for now, we've got day 2 of Dishonored. We started Dishonored on Monday after I kind of got frustrated with Prey Moon Crash, and we stopped that halfway during the broadcast and started Dishonored about halfway during the broadcast. So day 1 of Dishonored was Monday. We did 2 hours of that game. It was a blast. I'm having a whole lot of fun with this game. Looking forward to it. Let's start day 2 for a good 4-hour live stream of Dishonored. All right? All right. Hello from South Africa, says Kobus. Just got back from work and enjoyed a smoke and a drink and an Oxhorn stream. That's right. That's what it's all about. B Rebel says, hi, Ox. Howdy, B Rebel. Okay, now, where were we? I think we just completed a vision. Oh, this coffee's good. David Norrell says, strange, YouTube does not have you officially running. Had to find you through one of your other links. Well, YouTube sometimes has a problem with time. Like they sometimes take their time figuring things out. Okay, we just woke up from a vision. And we woke up with the tattoo. And here we are in our bedroom. And things are different. A bone charm. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Locate them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charms section of the journal. Bone charms. Activated bone charms 0 of 3. Enemies miss more often with arrows and bolts. Oh, interesting. Okay. Before I pick up the mystical fish artifact, let's equip the next one. River Affinity. Swim speed increased slightly. Then we've got this one. Raven. Drop Assassination gives you a bit of health. JD with the tip says, good morning, Oxhorn. Hope your day is awesome. You are one of my top YouTubers. Keep up the great work. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Holy cow. Is it? Oh, it's not. It's not. No, it's okay. You got me for a minute there. It's the 3rd, right? Yeah. Happy Cinco de Mayo early Cinco de Mayo to you, JD. Got a few more. Oh, that's right. It's going to be Sunday. That's why you're wishing it to me now, because I won't be streaming. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Thank you very much for the tip. Remember, says Ethan, to use the heart on all the characters you come across. It gives you interesting backstory. Really? Oh, that's a great. I'm so glad you told me that now before I started exploring. Okay, so the next one is Delicate Touch. Breaking glass sound is moderately reduced. For stealth, interesting. Okay. So I've got drop assassination, swim speed, enemies with bolts. Then voyeur. Moderate keyhole peeping magnification. Ugh, okay. Oh, so I can equip these at any time. Right. Good lungs. Breath capacity and water increased slightly. Let me go get these over here first. Void channel. Powers effects slightly improved. Oh. So they're like neuromods, right? Bone charm. Gutter feast. White rats can be consumed for mana. Oh, yuck. I don't want to consume. Oh, that'll probably be very handy later on, but I'll worry about that later. White rats can be consumed for mana. Disgusting. Oh, we heard that one. And then there's this one. White rat's friend. White rats won't attack you. Oh. Well, when I meet my first white rat, then I'll kind of understand how much of this I want. All right, before we loot that side, let's finish looting this side. Pouch. 500 coins. Rumors and sightings Dowd. Excerpt from an overseer's covert field report. Hold on. We need coffee for this. Sitting down early morning, like reading the newspaper at the breakfast table. Here we go. Dishonored lore. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey without the company of my overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut-purses, murderers, and worse, and the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long. Hey, I like this guy. And I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and Hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. Gosh, okay. I get the point. You've got a horrible life. What's going on here? My hands have run red with blood, it's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who are not fit to live, executing them justly, and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So far, this trick has allowed me to make my name among my murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. All right, so, but you're still turning yourself into a judge, jury, and executioner, whatever. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dowd in order to get close to him. The assassin named Dowd. Of all of the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dowd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos off the Pandesian coast. taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dowd still a shadow in her belly. Interesting way to put that. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy, moving among the shopkeepers and city officers of Dunwall like a reaper through the wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years we now believe he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and in hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dowd is even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time before I used to call it schism. It's schism, isn't it? Okay. Before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while, he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the Outsider. So wait a minute. The Outsider is the guy who met with us. And he was consorting with this Dowd guy? So is Dowd a good guy or a bad guy? Presumably bad guy, because he's a horrible murderer, right? New reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop, he gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestone below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dowd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Welcome, new member, Brett Benson. Jess says, why is your nose in the middle of your face? Because it's your center. Jay Bennett says, lol, okay, that's a legit dad joke. Yes, that is a legit dad joke. Nicely done. Revan Star says, in my spare time, I've still been thinking of a creative way for you to stream Cyberpunk 2077 despite the nudity, and I won't give up on it. Cheers to you, Oxhorn. Thanks, Revan Star. I mean, they haven't given a release date yet, so we do have some time. I hope I can stream it, but I don't know. We'll see. Jackson says the Outsider is an amoral agent of change. Okay, so he's not necessarily a good guy. I guess his goodness depends on whomever takes advantage of his tools. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene. Carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother, she was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading haberweed. An occult shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Dowd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in argument. He took a carving, made of a pale bone, from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. That's what my wife says after Taco Tuesday. All right, sorry, I'm done. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt. Dowd is an agent of the Outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dowd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move amongst the depraved, winding my way towards him. I will not drop my guise nor don my overseer's mask again until Dowd breathes no more. Wow, this is that's quite a bit of a backstory there. So now we know about this Dowd guy. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I don't know. This overseer guy killed a whole lot of people to get to him, but he says they're all bad guys. We'll see. All right. Mystical fish artifact. Okay. What does that do? Rune or bone charm equipped. Optional, the rune. Use the heart to find the rune near the Hound Pits pub. Is it in my inventory? Mystical fish artifact. Enables one additional bone charm to be active. Oh. It's in my upgrades. Sweet. Okay, so I can do one more. Cool. Well, what do I want? Let's do the keyhole one. That might come in handy. All right, we got another pouch here. More coin, 500 coin, and more lore. Welcome, new member, Melina Richards. Good to have you on the program, Melina. Field Survey Notes, The Royal Spy. Excerpt from the personal memoirs of Hiram Barrows, dated several years earlier. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues on the suppression of gang activity in the distillery district, but more slowly than I'd expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning, I'll grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day removing the heads that needed removing. Okay, so the executioner's mute. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us, but I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the Royal Protector. At least he is likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. Well, he was wrong about that. We failed there. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by a courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Who is this guy? Why did he fail if he was working this hard? Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she received instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles. Yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Wow, this guy's never had kids. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in his day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely, but the Empress won't hear of it. The water lock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in, and we'll suffer for it. Mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting the heads of state. Robert says, glad I'm a Patreon patron. Thanks for being you. I'm glad you're a patron as well. Thank you very much, Robert. The Empress also disapproves of my plans for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I have been working too hard. Dinner and an evening of conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice estate district. So he's just going to go pick up a lady of refinement. Is that what they're called here in Dunwall? Okay. Hiram Burroughs, Royal Spymaster. All right, so Hiram here seems to be a decent sort of guy. Really has the best of intentions. A little bit too paranoid, though. A little bit too strict, maybe. But then again, if he is a Royal Spymaster, head of security, maybe that's what you need in a guy like that. Mystical rat artifact. Jeez, they're just throwing everything at us right now. Mystical rat artifact. What's this? Enables 1 additional bone charm to be active. Great. I'll take it. Bone charms. Delicate touch. River affinity. Swim speed. That could be useful. White rats won't attack you. You know, these are probably to be used in concert. So let's do that, and then if we get another artifact, we'll do the next one. Well, what's over here? Look at that, more bone charms. Blast resistant, damage from explosions reduced slightly. Fencer, win sword versus sword contests more frequently. Fire water, shot whiskey bottles explode with greater intensity. And we've now got yet another upgrade slot. Mystical wolf artifact enables 1 additional bone charm. Okay. Well, let's do the other gutter. Let's do Gutter Feast. Now we are immune to white rats, and we can consume them for mana. Cool. Then I'll probably do Blast Resistant. I believe, hold on, we got more. We got a pouch of coin, early life and criminal record, Slackjaw. Melina says, giggles, Ox looks like he just got out of bed. I mean, that's accurate. I did just get out of bed. But I sat down with family, had breakfast, I've got my coffee. I'm feeling good, right? I'm alert. I'm energetic. Cheers. Okay. Excerpt from a series of letters sent by a member of the Bottle Street Gang. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? The chin wag, I love that. What he was like when he was young before he got his name. Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street Gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working with the mudlarks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families. The mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families? Man, we're going to have some Hornwright versus Garahan stuff coming up soon, huh? As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we were free. We was free. Sorry, I have to maintain the diction here. Kyle says the Royal Spymaster was the creepy bald guy earlier in the level. That was the Spymaster? But in the book, he seemed so concerned with the Empress's safety. Why would he turn on her like that? By the time we weren't little uns anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with a plan, give everyone some part to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was That was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we're all taken in a bawdy show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning, and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face, and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door, and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Well, I guess that's why he's called Slackjaw now, right? Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for us all to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks, and Slackjaw pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick lengths, and there are shark hooks coming off of it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reached his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw on the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door bellowing like a bloodox, whatever a blue dox is, holding the cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins, and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight. How do you clench a broken jaw tight? With the chain wrapped around his left arm, hooks sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, and using his left hand, but he was a big guy, and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going, until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. And when it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them that he was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-Eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb. These names are great. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly opened up and a Tivian pear shoved into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Shelia Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Oh, what a way to go. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin and drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the Royal Spymaster's snitches, the responsible citizens group they call themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened, but Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night if you take my meaning. We do. We take your meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir or spiritual remedy, they call him. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while, there were so many people down with plague that everyone got scared. Everybody started acting real nasty, and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. Could that have contributed to the spread of the plague? He watered down Sokolov and Piero's elixirs to the point where it didn't work anymore? When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over and the Watch started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watchtower tall boys and them arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the city watch and their taxes and rations. And that's kept us alive so far. Crowley of the Bottle Street Gang. Okay, so big subplot going on. In addition to everything going on in the mansion and the murder and treachery there, we've got gang warfare in the streets. Looks like Slackjaw has come out victorious. Laura says dentist in half an hour, but just a molding or fitting, not so bad. Heading on about 5 minutes. Well, good luck at the dentist, Laura. Always good to see you on the program. All right, what do we got over here? Another mystical artifact. This is the mystical whale. Let's take a look here. Sure enough, one more bone charm slot. Sword versus sword contests or shot whiskey bottles. Blast resistant. That's what I want. Looks like we got one more journal. The Journal of Granny Rags. I love these names. Excerpts from the ramblings of a street denzian. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. Can I even do a granny voice? I don't know. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I want to keep any secrets from you in the end. All right, I'm not going to do that forever. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen, I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. Oh, dear. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside, warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. Maybe I should be using the creepy, weird granny voice, because this is getting creepy. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine, fine people. Vera more, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better, even. Your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said, and he was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. This is weird. This is a really weird thing. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even all the way to the red cliffs of Pandesia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. So she was an archaeologist? Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. This is really weird. Did she, like, get the bones of some Neanderthal or something in a cave during an expedition and then boiled them and turned them into a potion? All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. And Granny, his eyes would say to me, "Carve these bones for me. Make me another present." And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, the royal headsman himself now, my little mute boy and his shiny, shiny sword. These are the bone charms. We're reading about how the bone charms were made, right? Bones from murder victims carved upon by Granny Rags? But who's the little mute boy and the shiny, shiny sword? The last time we heard about somebody being mute was the executioner. Oh. The royal headsman himself now. The bone charms were made from the bones of people executed by Dunwall. Holy cow. That's just, ugh. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with the black eyes. And after my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. So she poisons her husband so she can get his bones to carve them up into bone charms. Okay. So now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for Granny Rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman, just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me, in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always the one with the black eyes, dearie. We met a guy with black eyes, didn't we? In the vision? That was the same guy, right? Well, that was creepy. Hey, we got a pouch. 500 coin. Wow, we got 1,500 coins so far. Now, all right, I've read every book. Let's see, what's the best way to get out of here? Blood from the eyes. Oh, hello. There we go. I mean, everything looks okay outside. Alistair says, "Hi, Ox. I finally catch you here from Slovakia. Keep up the good work and have a nice day. Love your videos. Cheers with Tullamore Dew." Cheers back at you. Now, wait a minute. Where's my heart? Ooh. Hello. Let's do a hard save. Whoops, I just did a duplicate save. Oh well. Granny Rags is talking about the Outsiders, says Jack Wolf. Yeah, that's what I thought. The guy we just recently met. Actually, where's my poison darts? Yeah, I don't want to kill anybody, right? I'm trying to avoid that. Admiral Havelock. Am I supposed to be meeting with him? All right, hold on. Where are my quests? Speak to Admiral Havelock at the bar. Optional. The rune. Use the heart to find the rune near the Hound's Pit pub. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalists' inner circle to learn what they've got in mind. Okay, so that's the primary objective. Well, let's go get the rune and then go back. Okay, I think I might be getting ahead of myself.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation has spread downriver, as far as the river mouth and flooded district. Do not attempt to approach or destroy a river crust. Any items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
What's a river crust? All right, how do I get down here? Hey, look at that. Hey, play your way powers. The powers you obtain from runes can be used creatively to defeat enemies or move through the environments. Blink from roof to roof, possess rats and fish, or slow time before rushing a group of enemies. New rune added. Okay, so I can buy a new power. I've got Dark Vision and Blink. This costs 3 runes. Jackson says Blink is totally OP, maxed it out ASAP. Or I could get Vitality, health is increased. Alright, well, I need 3 more runes to max out Blink. That's, oh no, that's Possession. Alright, so I guess I'll save my rune then. I found it. Now, hold on. Dark Vision. See in the dark and see living beings through walls, including their fields of vision. Representations of the sounds you make are also visible. And then Blink. I do love Blink. Oh, I can't go that far. All right, let's go meet with the Admiral.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing.
Okay.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
Admiral Havelock has seen more corpses than all the rest put together. He has killed whales and men for profit and in pleasure. He has the bloodlust. He tried to seize control of the military after the Empress. After she, the Empress, was murdered. Look at him. Admiral Havelock grows restless on land. There was a younger brother, an artist, sensitive, soft, taken at 9 by a fever. Havelock loved him truly. Admiral Havelock has seen more corpses than all the rest put together.
All right, and that's it. Thank you, Ethan. What about her?
She hides her hands. They are raw and scarred from the washing. The common woman, she fears the abbey and the plague. She is seamstress in a shop frequented by the wealthy. There is nothing common about the work she does every day. All she wants is to lay herself down in the middle of Froling Street and await death.
Oh my gosh.
The fabric of the city is made of stuff such as she. Somewhere in the basements below, hound kills hound, and money changes hands. She starves so that her children can have bread.
She has kids?
Lydia and I trade chores sometimes, and I'm starting to think I never come out ahead. She's a smart one.
The common folk, simple-minded, selfish, but they can be kind.
Okay, now we go to Samuel. This heart is creepy but awesome. I love it. All right, let's find out over here. Whoa!
Corvo. Hello. I'm Calista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man.
She knows a lot.
There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
I haven't actually assassinated anyone yet. Am I really an assassin? Okay.
Such laughter, and they're singing the old songs, linking arms. But that was from a happier time. She is Calista Kernow. She has learned to defend herself in this treacherous city. She and her uncle, the last of the Kernow family. She dreams of freedom, and the decks of whaling ships fast after the beasts of the sea. But alas, she's a woman.
Women can't serve on whaling
I overheard
ships?
the Admiral at breakfast, talking about the overseers. That's all I heard. And I think it's better if I don't know too much about what you people are doing.
Such sadness. She is Calista now.
Right.
She has learned to defend herself in this
What about this one
treacherous
taking a
sea.
smoke break?
The other servants don't like her. Work is never done for the lowly servant. Her servant wages will not be enough to fix her father's debts. For all the hard work, there is little reward for her.
Algernon says, love this game, love your videos, keep up the great content. Thank you,
If she
Algernon.
lives until tomorrow, her day off, she will be mauled by weepers and left for dead.
What?
I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike gold digging in the Pandician cliffs. They found his ship drifting empty. You know, I tried to attend services with the overseers for a while. They've just gotten more and more, I don't know, rabid about the 7 strictures and witchcraft and all that nonsense.
Do not pity the servant. There is pride in the job well done.
So did the heart just predict her future? Is she going to die over the weekend?
There is not a day that goes by she does not
Jeez.
consider taking her own life.
This heart is just filled with all sorts of joy and merriment, isn't it? Holy cow, everyone wants death. Jack Wolf says, some advice, switch the drinks of the overseer. That's a good way to go about it. To assassinate and prevent death. All right, Sammy.
Samuel Beechworth went to sea to forget a hopeless love.
When you want to
He
set out,
succeeded.
just give the word.
The boatman has a good heart and respects you. Samuel is a
I'm
simple
ready when you
man,
are, sir.
but he knows the River Redhaven and all its tributaries, down to the smallest inlet.
I'm at your
He
service.
has many scars, some from the phlegm of the river crusts, some from the nameless
I look forward to
monsters
my
of the
adventures with you, sir.
ocean. Samuel was once eager to hear Hadlock's stories of the sea, but perhaps the Admiral is not what he expected. Samuel Beechworth went to sea to forget a hopeless love. He succeeded.
Max out your sleeping bolts before you leave, says Weird Beard. That's some good advice. Well, let's go buy some sleeping bolts from Piero. And find out more about him.
Deals are made here, sometimes under the influence of wine, and sometimes the influence is the point of a knife. Each and every night the black-eyed outsider visits upon Piero's dreams.
Really?
He is Piero Joplin. Even now he visualizes the next invention. Astonishing. I wish you could see it too.
Whose heart is this, by the way, that I'm holding?
Poor Piero. His elixirs have cured so much for so many, but they cannot cure his brain fevers.
Oh, he's sick.
The youngest ever to pass through the Academy of Natural Sciences. Sokolov will never forgive him that.
Mats Carlson says, hello from Sweden. Love your streams. Thank you, Mats.
He has spied upon Calista as she bathes, more than once.
Oh, creep.
Each and every night the black-eyed outsider visits upon Piero's dreams.
What can I do for you?
Let's get some new equipment. All right, so I just got a ton of coin, and I need to max out my sleep bolts. I've only got 6 of 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Maxed out. Spring razor trap can be attached to any surface by aiming at it and pressing left click. It will be triggered as an enemy approaches it, throwing up a cloud of shrapnel. But then I would kill somebody. I mean, that would kill him, wouldn't it? I can buy a rune? Oh, but it costs 500. Wow. Rewire tool allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security systems to your advantage. Consumed on usage. Pretty expensive. Piero's Spiritual Remedy. Restores mana. I've got 3. An explosive grenade. Now, I'm going to save my money. Upgrades. Crossbow accuracy. Crossbow range. These are all really expensive, though. I mean, I've got the cash, but maybe I'll need something else later. Bolt capacity. Ooh, I can get more. Increase the standard bolt capacity by 10. Total 20. Bone charm capacity. Enables one additional bone charm to be active. Costs 300. Tell you what, I'm going to save my money for now. Let's go on this mission so that I understand exactly what I'll need. Then we can come back and purchase all these upgrades. Okay, then... Oh. Whoops. That's right, I just bought that. All right, let's go find that noble. Someone said to go use the heart on the nobleman. And that's right, we haven't done that yet. Or her. No, we did her. Did we do her? I think we did them all, yeah.
He spies on his neighbors and reports to the overseers.
Have I met him yet?
Are you a nobleman, Corvo? No one seems to know much about you. By your bearing, I'd say so. Lord Pendleton's great-grandfather took a Sokonan chambermaid to wife. On second thought, the story doesn't bear repeating. Even the finest blood can go bad here and there.
Before the sun rises, they toss any casualties into the river. Men or hound, they all go in. Only after a long day of work will he return to his home and family. He always eats very well, even as his wife and child grow thin.
Oh.
It is in the common man that the Abbey finds its most faithful. He steals from his business partner, a little every day. Some men can still find work along the waterfront. He didn't tend to that cut, and now it festers.
What cut? Does he have a wound? He then says Wallace is voiced by Brian Delaney. Well, let's see if we can find this nobleman. I am curious about him.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of siege has increased. The Lord Regent has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
And this is just our bedroom. All right, yeah, I don't... What are you doing up here? All right, well, I don't know where the noble person guy is, so let's just continue with our mission. This will be really interesting to start using on enemies. I wonder if they recorded a bunch of secret stuff like that for every single enemy in the game. Rachel says, Ox, just wanted to thank you for everything you do. Starting my clinical rotation in veterinary school, so last live stream I'll be able to make for a while. Well, sorry to see you go, but I'm really excited about your new career. Thank you for joining me. Giovanni says there are almost always secret ways past the guards. Look for runes and charms to find many hidden places. Great advice. I will do so. All right, let's find Samuel.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Let's go. Ooh, mask on. So, we've got to assassinate a guy and save another guy because he's going to get poisoned. High Overseer Campbell. High Overseer Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret to Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer, steal Campbell's journal, and eliminate him. An ally to the Loyalists, Martin is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. Man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Mission clues updates. The City Watch holds Clavering Boulevard beyond the first wall of light. The Bottle Street Gang controls the side streets around Clavering Boulevard. Granny Rags lives in an apartment at the far end of Endoria Street. Okay, I want to see her. High Overseer Campbell leads the... Oh, and that's what we read. At the far end of Endoria Street. Optional, talk to Granny Rags in her apartment. Okay, so we've got everything going on right now. Eliminate the High Overseer, primary objective. Optional, use the Bottle Street alleys to get around the walls of light, locate Emily, spare the captain, and talk to Granny Rags. That's the creepy one, whom we read about in that journal just a moment ago. So there you go. It pays to read everything. Oh! Ooh, we've got a rune. We've got a couple of runes and bone charms.
Let's go. But easy, damn it. Keep him in the boat.
The city's
The
dead.
town's got enough shit in it as it is.
Make it 3 more months.
Hey! What is it?
I think that last one was moving.
What?
Yeah, the little one.
Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep working.
Bill?
Sully ain't moving no more.
One, two, three, heave!
They are burning whales.
How did it pass me by? All the others down in the cities.
Did he say one was moving?
One, two, three, heave!
Oh, okay. They just disappear, so we can't actually save any of them. All right.
One, two, three, heave!
The doom of Panacea has come to the city.
One, two,
Good. Keep them coming.
She has only one dress and wears it to tatters.
And yet I can steal from this person.
Disgusting!
Did she get bit by a rat?
Attention, Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search
The
or
common
imprisonment at the
She fears
discretion
the
of the
Abbey
City Watch.
and the plague.
Oh.
Attention Dunwall citizens. This is a special announcement from our honorable
Do I need to
Lord
hide
Regent.
from everybody?
This is the Lord Regent speaking. It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of harvest and potentially beyond. In addition, in this continuing crisis, the overseers of the Abbey of the Everyman remain in service to the state and are empowered to enforce order whenever and wherever necessary. We owe our thanks to High Overseer Campbell for the generous loan of their services.
At least some of them have money.
Civilians don't care about you. Okay.
Good. Keep them coming.
One, two, three, heave!
It's gonna be tricky. Do I waste 3 bolts? Ooh.
Down already! Get around him! He's here! Get around him! Faster!
Well, doggone it.
How did it pass me? All the others.
I got snuck up on from behind. How do I get under there? All right, I'm going to reload because I don't want to kill all those people.
Hey, what's going on there? Put him in. Faster! Get it!
Oh!
Disappear! Eat metal! Damn you!
Wow, they're fast.
Nice thing, just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
Whoa, did she just disappear? Where did that person go?
I told you the knives go on the left. They've always gone on the left. You never listen. I think the little birdies are sad today.
Long ago, Granny Rags danced at court. Men begged to marry her.
Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
In her mind's eye, she is fancy trimmed in velvet, fresh and young.
If I was
On her way to an evening of romance.
Yes, I would indeed.
Careful, she treads with purpose, and is not as frail as she
I think the
seems.
little birdies are sad today.
The children sometimes circle Granny Rags, following along and taunting. She is
Granny,
giving
Granny,
food to
Granny,
the
come
outside.
out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead.
Okay.
Dear? Is that you, my dear husband? My eyes aren't what they used to be. Have you seen my little birdies? Ah, the dear things must be starving without their granny. Here, birdies. Here.
Okay.
Oh, my. I think I have gentlemen callers again, but not the way I used to, not the nice ones. I hear them, and they're not very polite ones either. Granny Rags, let us in. Ah, well, they'll go away again if they know what's good for them. But what a bother. Here's the key to the front door, love. You'll see to those ruffians, won't you?
Sure, crazy lady. Let's deal with the gentleman.
I think the little birdies are sad today.
Let us in, Granny. I bet she can't even hear us. She's blind, not deaf. We're here to do your washing. She's not stupid either. Have it your way. We're here to take your money, Granny.
Oh, no.
We're wasting our time. How much could she have? She digs in trash for a living. Let's get a drink. I'm dry as an overseer's prick. She's been digging for 80 years. Must have found something.
I told you.
Hear that, Granny? Whatever you got, Slackjaw gets a cut.
You never listen.
What? What the? Come on, let's get this guy! Yeah!
Whoa.
Let's see what's inside.
Whoa! Okay, those guys were tough. Ha! Well, let's try this again.
Granny, come out with me instead.
Let's see.
Granny.
Dark vision. See in the dark. Let's see, how would I... I do have a spring razor.
Granny, you can't because you're dead.
Let us in, Granny. I bet she can't even hear us. She's blind.
I
not
told
deaf.
you the nights go on.
We're here to do your washing.
Would you look at this? You don't walk into Bottle Street looking like that.
That outfit must have cost a lot.
Maybe I'll let my girlfriend wear it. Come on, let's...
That was effective.
I think the little birdies are sad today.
All right. Well, it worked. Let's see, what have we got? Sleep dart. Oh, and I can't even carry more of those. Well, I shouldn't have bought them then. Tin. Yeah, let's eat that. Moray urn. Don't know what that does. Moray war medal. Ah. Piero's spiritual mana stuff. Okay, well, we dealt with the thugs. They just wanted our money.
Because you're dead.
All right, Granny. Took care of it.
If I was a birdie, I'd want to eat that. Yes, I would indeed. Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you. I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you. Go on. It's upstairs. On the vanity. I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the Boyle Manor. Everyone wanted to come.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
Before we go out there, let's go upstairs to see whatever it is
I
Granny
think the
Rags
little
has
birdies
for
are
us.
sad today. Yes. I hope you like the little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those louts away. I can't bear these Bottle Street children. Ruffians, every last one of them. Rotten apples. And that Slackjaw is the worst of the lot. You know what I just thought of? You could do something else for me. Another little favor. And I'd give you another present. Another lovely rune carved from the bones of a dead whale. Do you remember my doctor, dear? Dr. Galvani? Now there was a clever man. He's got all sorts of nasty rat guts and disease in his laboratory. Wouldn't it be a shame if some of that mess found its way into the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still? That'd teach him. See to it, dear. I'll find you another present just like the first.
Okay.
Galvani lives on Clavering Boulevard. Or at least he used to. Those were the days. Now run off. My baby birdies are hungry. So precious.
Well, so we need to poison an entire gang.
You'll have to go or they won't.
That's creepy. The Bottle Street Gang has a bootleg elixir still inside the old Dunwall Whiskey Distillery. They're creating their own version of Sokolov's Health Elixir and selling it.
Come.
So we could break into the lab and get the diseases and poisons.
I told you the knives go on the left. They've always gone on the left. You never listen. I think the little birdies are sad today.
Oh.
Here, birdies. Sweet birdies. Where did my birdies go?
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family, but an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
Maybe they should pay a visit to those young men. Wouldn't that be a surprise?
Okay.
There you are. Were you worried about your granny?
Okay. So the brats of the birds, huh? They're gone now.
Shut the door. No peeking. Get out.
What is she talking about?
Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
Okay, well, let's continue with what we're supposed to do.
I told you.
Ethan says, I wouldn't recommend helping her to avoid killing. Okay, yeah, I did kill these guys, didn't I? All right, there's the ball of light. And that's where I went, right? I went up here to escape. So... And then that's the way I just came out. Okay. Wow. Okay, door to Dunwall Whiskey Distillery. I see. Let's do that later. Let's stay on Bottle Street. We can do the distillery later. And that door doesn't work.
Sure? Because you know we have to check you over. And there's an inspection fee.
To the void with Bottle Street and to the void with you. Let me out.
Oh, you don't want to talk to us like that.
Fact is, Bottle Street is here to take its cut. So reach into your pockets and let's get this done.
Yeah, and the
Keep away, or I'll slit your record for you.
Get back now or lose an ear. What the?
Anyone there?
I'm gonna loot you.
Hey!
The river rushed in when the barrier broke. The whole district went dark.
Let me out! I owe you, brother. I won't ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that. You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business. Well, it was, at one time, but now I'm reduced to scavenging things from here and there as the city dies. If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me.
Awesome. Mission clues updated. Griff sells scavenged items on Blood Docks Way. Cool. And we saved some lives. All right, they were thugs. But at least I didn't kill them. All right, what's in here? Coin. Oh. Bone Charm. Sustained rage. Your adrenaline takes slightly longer to cool down. I don't know what that means quite yet. Bone Charms. Read. Excerpt from a book on sailing traditions and scrimshaw. Bone Charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from father to son, old man Salt to Greenhorn, still getting his sea legs beneath him. In the old times, men cut into the tusks of ice seals and into the arm-long fangs of bears that roamed the isles north of Tivia. Once the whale trade began, the practitioners went to engraving the bones of those great beasts, rendering charms that sing in the night and grant some small boon to a man's vigor or defense against pregnancy. Put the bodies in the dumpster unless you want the rats to devour the passed out bodies. Okay, I'll do that. Geological survey, West Pendizian Basin. We've got a couple of corpses here. Do I need to get rid of them as well? Or are they protected being up here? Okay, well, we certainly don't want the rats to get these guys, so let's go put them in a dumpster. In you go. There we are. Nice and safe. Let's close that lid. Yeah. Fine. We can't get rid of these. Ooh, look at that. Rune 112. Ah. What's this I found? Processed whale oil. Hemlock essence. Mother's journal. 8th entry. It's the 4th day of the month of rain. Morris is sick and so are the children. I've avoided it thus far, which is good fortune since it has fallen on me to care for them. 9th entry. The city watch comes and goes, knocking on doors and asking for signs of plague. Even our neighbors cannot be trusted. Earlier it was difficult to keep the children quiet. Now they sleep most of the time. 10th entry. The flies have set in. I try to keep them away, but I can barely get close. They sting so. Most of the time, Morris won't answer me when I try to talk to him from across the room. 11th entry. Morris is gone. I don't know what I'll do. For now, all my hope is reserved for the children. Leaving the flat for a while near town, I found some plague bags from a guard booth while no one was around. It took a while, but I got Morris into one of the bags. At least his face is covered. 12th entry. Young Robert has passed. The star of my sky is gone. Then there's a page missing. 17th entry. Elise stopped breathing in the middle of the night. She was such a strong-headed girl. I can hardly believe she was overcome. She was always near as I cut up hagfish or vegetables, arguing with me about everything. 18th entry. It is the 4th day of the month of wind. It is settled in that they are lost to me, all of them. I cannot bring myself to call the dead counter. 19th entry. I have the fever now. No guards come near me anymore. Timeless children's rhymes. Excerpt from a set of cautionary tales for children. They say that Jimmy Whitcomb Riley was a brawler his mates called Smiley. He ran around up and downtown, pulling off every kind of crime. Oh gosh. On Bottle Street, he hung with the boys, throwing bricks and bottles and other toys. They'd start a fight, then run and hide, breaking, laughing far and wide. Smiley liked to eat and drink all day and smash and bash the night away. Drunk and alone, he drifted off a-sleeping, sitting on the bridge along John Clavering. When he woke, something strange he found, stranger than a singing wolfhound. He'd become a blue-jawed hagfish most slimy, and only remembered his name was Smiley. Almost rhymes. They say that Jimmy Whitcomb Riley was never seen again for all of timey. Come on! You want to make it fit? Just put a Y at the end of the word, and there you go. But he swam around up and down, drinking from the river, crying, "Why me?" Because why me rhymes with Riley and Slimy and Smiley. All of them. All right. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 1. Did I read this already? Travel Journal of a Young... Yep, we read that already. Well, yeah, that's her husband, those are her 2 children, and that's her. That's awful. Gosh. I'm sad now. Now, where was I? Man, there are lots of things to explore here. Nate, drop point has changed. Leave it in the crapper under the bridge. If the elixir ain't there, you don't get paid. Okay. Rewire tool. Disable security devices or make them work in your favor by using a rewire tool on the circuitry panel for the security device you want to hack. This consumes the rewire tool. Rewired walls of light, arc pylons, and watchtowers will harm your enemies instead of you, while rewired alarms will be fully disabled. Cool. So I need to go to the bridge to find this other secret. I saw Slackjaw with your mother. Yeah, I saw him with your father. Oh. That's the alleyway where I was. That's Granny's apartment. Okay, that's Granny's apartment. That's the alleyway where I was. So, to Dr. Galvin's offices over there. Any other apartments nearby I can go into? I don't think so. And this is the guy I just saved, right? Yep.
Want to look at some of the things I found? Good prices, I swear.
Sure. Sokolov's elixir, guard bullets, blueprint, lens magnification, a diagram for increasing stability in a multi-lens array. Piero can use this to upgrade the magnifying lens of your mask. Blueprint, Sokolov's formula, a formula for Sokolov's health elixir. Piero can use this to distill a liquid that restores health and protects against rat plague. Okay. Well, I probably need both of these. Collect blueprints to unlock new upgrades and equipment in Piero's workshop. Okay. And then, there we go. Sweet. I'm glad I saved you, Griff. Art dealer's department. Cannot be opened at this time. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Is that what I'm doing? Should I stay focused on the task at hand? There's a rune and a bone charm. Okay, that's where I was. That's where I saved him. And okay, just so that I know. Oh, that's how I would get over. Right. Well, maybe I can jump up here. Clavering Boulevard. I got past the ball of light. Oh.
Huh?
That's the wall of light I got past, isn't it? Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Okay, let's see if I can get that guy without expending another dart. Look for a ways off the streets, Ox, says Giovanni. All right. This trash can is getting pretty full. Now, I need to go to Dr. Giovanni's office. Let's save game. Now, this is part of poisoning the water, right? Is that something I even want to do? Hold on a minute. Locate Emily. Optional. Spare captain. Optional. Gentleman callers. Break into Dr. Galvano's flat on Calvering Boulevard. Is that it? Does it give me any more on that? It's not explaining that to me anymore. I got the brick build set for my camp. It's nice, but I'm disappointed there's no pieces with white interior on both sides to make separate rooms with. I am disappointed, but, you know, it's still a nice set.
Slow down, huh? Got someone skulking around.
Okay, well, let's try it. Oh, man. Search for a sample of infected rat viscera. Okay.
What the void was...
Okay. We're good. Now. Building key. Rat viscera. What have we here? All sorts of curiosities. Ooh, look at that. He's got a statue of that guy. Wow, and I'm full of health elixirs. So that just leads back out there. Customs and food of Morley. Born and raised in Bristol, I spent my formative years in our smaller cities before settling in magnificent Dunwall. There in the capital city, I learned to appreciate the finer things when the opportunity arose to document my travels to Serkonos, Tivia, and finally Morley. I left my position as clerk for the late Lord Estermont. Perhaps like so many in Dunwall, I suffer from being excessively cultured, but I found Morley disappointing. Over the course of this journal, I will explain why I found the Festival of Churners to be tiresome, despite the high banners, bare feet, and red robes, and why their renowned jellied ox tongues is something I will be struggling to forget for many years to come. Okay. Jack Wolf says, if you sneak up on a guy, you can knock them out by choking them so you can save your bolts. Also, roofs are your friend. Going high avoids fights. Great tips. Thanks. Ethan says, I think you're underutilizing Blink. You can use it during stealth, and it's completely silent, and it can also confuse your enemies. All right. Good tip. Thank you. Zirconian blood sausage. No thanks. Feeding log. Feeding log. 4th day, month of wind. Assorted human remains. Strong appetite. 1 bag of Tivian pears, bruised and rotted. Rats uninterested. 1 tin of potted whale meat, eaten. Human torso. No trouble finding corpse parts. No feeding. Aggression increased. Incident of cannibalism. Incident with previous maid servant. Will withhold feeding until the 1st of May. Wow. So this guy was feeding people to rats? Oh, look at that. That's disgusting. I'll come back to this. Two guys directly above me. Rats all over. The third stricture. Restrict the restless hands, which quickly become the workmates of the outsider. Unfettered by honest labor, they rush to sordid gain, vain pursuits, and the deeds of violence. Of what value are the hands that steal and kill and destroy? Instead, put your hands to the plow, the fork, and the spade, or even the lowliest labor that is rigorous squeezes the muscles as a sponge, rinsing impurities from the mind and body. All right. I like that. Ooh, wanted Slackjaw. Hey, so that's what Slackjaw looks like, right? Reward 2,000 coins. The offenses of this man are high crimes under the strictures of the High Overseer, the municipal laws of the City Watch of Dunwall, and the edicts of our brave Lord Regent in these times of peril. His jaw doesn't appear to be that slacked. Hey, Brian Persia, thank you very much for the tip. GT136 says, so glad you're enjoying this so far, Ox. It was one of my favorite games from my PlayStation 3 days. It seems to have held up pretty well. Yeah, I think it has held up pretty well all these years later, and I'm still really enjoying myself. Avoid the rat plague. Hey, boss, just wanted to say I love your vids, says Little Poop Cube. Thank you, Little Poop Cube. I appreciate it. Excerpt from a government protocol on disease practices. Much of the public still harbors false beliefs related to the plague. It is not true that the bile from the river crusts will protect against contraction of the disease, nor is it true that crushed morally orchids act as a remedy, though it is speculated that both of these ingredients are used in both of Sokolov's elixirs and Piero's remedy. Consumption of these products before exposure to the plague consists the only known means of resisting the disease. Further, the Abbey of the Everyman warns against the superstitious practices. Not only is it ineffective to burn 2 hagfish and a cat together, inhaling the vapors while chanting the names of the plague dead, but it also is considered heresy by the overseers and will be met with the full measure of the Abbey's laws. Tell your neighbors and practice these things yourself. Avoid contact with the infected. Consume your ration of elixir daily, preferably in the morning, and report anyone suspected of carrying the plague. Everyone must work together to stop the spread of the dreaded contagion. Well, they're giving me a lot of bolts here. All right, I got some bullets. I'm all stocked up on bullets. Sweet, I just consumed a white rat. Alright, so I've done a big loop. Now we go up. And I know there are 2 waiting for me upstairs. Actually, I'm going to use my bolts. Just in case.
Wait, did you touch the door handle to Dr. Galvani's lab?
Yeah, I think so.
Then you have to scrub. The rats get their vital essences everywhere, the doctor said.
Vital essences? Does that mean guts?
I think so. So your hands need scrubbing. You're unclean.
Unclean? That's nonsense. Can't we just...
No, I told you. With rubbing alcohol or white vinegar.
All right, all right. What is he doing there all day? Ambrose says he breeds rats that carry the plague.
Your friends are ignorant. The doctor is a brilliant man. If anyone can save this city, it's him.
The royal physician is going to save us. I hear his new elixir is twice as good against the plague.
I don't understand how Galvani can admire Sokolov. Royal physician or not, I hear tell he's a beast. A superstitious philanderer who spends more time with prostitutes than he does in the laboratory.
Is this what it's going to be like when we're married? It is, isn't it?
I hope not. I'm telling you now, I don't have the endurance for it.
Oh, that's nice. Shadow on the stairs.
Keep the children inside. I told her.
Wait, where'd she go?
This whole place has gone to the hounds. What? Oh no!
Get around
Someone help!
Man, they really... How did she see me? I mean, I was right here. That's really sensitive. Okay. Well, I failed at that. Thank God for the bolts. But I believe that's everyone in the building, right? Yeah, that's everyone but the rats. So I don't need to worry about stealth now. Dr. Galvani's journal. I've been invited to a soiree at the Boyle Estate. Of course, I won't attend. The 28th day of the 7th month, the month of the high cold, is the day I met Anton Sokolov at the Academy. Why would I tarnish the anniversary of the most important day of my life by licking aristocratic boots? I have no time for fools. I will be solving the riddle of this plague. Perhaps I'll raise a cup of Tivian Red. All right. Note added to journal. Mission clues updated. Mission clues. The most important day of Dr. Giovanni's life is the 28th 7 of the 20th day of the 7th month. Why is that a clue? Well, at least I'm getting more sleep darts. There is a rune in the room with the maid. Is there? I'll keep my eyes open, but I've got my heart equipped, and so far I'm not seeing anything. Usually it highlights them. Hello. Combination. Oh! 287. 2 gold ingots. All right. And that leads back out to Clavering Boulevard. We'll head that way in just a second. There is more to this mansion. Hide bodies, Ox. All right. Not sure where I would hide those bodies to avoid the rats. I suppose I could throw them up there. Oh well. I don't know what to do with them. Let's go upstairs and then we can head back out to the boulevard. Wow, what is that? That is one big moose. Cleaning instructions. When cleaning my study, I ask that you constrain your efforts strictly to the floors. Please, at all costs, refrain from attempting to clean or arrange my bookshelf. In fact, it would be best to keep away from it altogether. Otherwise, I'll have to reconsider the terms of your employment. Regards, Dr. Galvani. P.S. Since I'll be out of the city for a few days, I've left next week's pay as well. The bank was closed, so I'm afraid it's short by half. You can count on me for the remainder next week, of course. So what does he not want us to see in his bookshelf? Filament, connective tissue. Interesting. Galvani Academy notice. Galvani, the latest case should arrive within a week, containing all the components you need. Be careful with the white phosphorus. Can't have you getting phossy jaw like the tanners at the edge of the city, poor bastards. Sorry you have to practice in secret. The vivisectionist should be celebrated, revered even. Cutting up rats should be done in the town square with a crowd of eager students taking notes, not in some dirty little secret room hidden behind a wall of books. Oh, more clues as to what's behind that wall of books. Anyway, luck for you to have an old friend who never left the academy. Let me know what else you need, but remember, it might be a month before I can put together another shipment. Yours in knowledge, Artemis Moore, Procurement Clerk and Provisioner, Academy of Natural Philosophy South Wing. P.S. Next time you're nearby, come in for an afternoon. We've stayed fairly insulated from the plague, since so few come and go here, and we've got quite a stock of Tivian brandy. Well, we've got another clue. We now know exactly what is behind that bookshelf. When we find the bookshelf. But all things in good time. Let's explore slowly. Is that another white rat? Nope. They're not quite so bold by themselves. Okay, so this just leads around to the other end. Spring razors, great. Okay, back to the lab. Now, a big bookcase on wheels. You see that? Now, why would you need a big bookcase on wheels? Oh, hello. Yeah, look, there's the tread mark. Got it. Contaminating the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still with plague rat viscera will infect anyone who drinks the elixir with the plague. That includes the Bottle Street Gang and the people who buy their black market elixir. Oh. Okay. Sewer capacity in the month of Nets. I've been asked to tell the problem, so here it is. It's been every year that we work like men gone mad during the month of Nets. I don't hardly see my family. It's bad enough that the work is clogged with trash from the catch, pieces of crates and nets, but the water smells of hagfish guts too. We got to get it done before the month of rain, or you know what. And it ain't like we get help from those doggone jerks in civil engineering either. Been at this job for nigh on 28 years, and I never seen one of them come below except to measure, will it hold when they go putting up one of their fancy new bridges. So these last 3 years have been the worst, and here's why. It's the river crusts. Moved in the works. We hear a man ahead yell and scream like he's burning up, and we all climb fast. No other choice. Well, do I really want to poison this elixir? I mean, yeah, the gang is hurting people by cutting the elixir. Oh, here's another bookshelf with wheels. Anyway, I probably don't want to poison because other people drink the elixir, right? Link up the painting. Which painting? And that goes back outside. Rat behavior and extermination. Used to be you'd go out with a bag, a stick with a nail on the end, and catch as many rats as you could in a night. The city watch paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I mostly worked alone, and we got by. If we found a place where the rats were real bad, sometimes we'd hire a crew of street brats to work with us. The younger ones who didn't make trouble, we'd pay them with bread and apple cider. Welcome new member, Kyle Neuschwander. Thank you very much. Adam says, yeah, your chaos level would go up if you did that. Caleb says, infecting the water would infect most of the people, resulting in an increase of weepers and rat swarms later in the levels. Well, maybe I won't do that then. Once the plague came, the rats were different, meaner, bigger, and a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. If you got cornered, they'd turn and the swarm would come back at you. I barely got away with my skin a few times down in the sewers. The bites hurt afterward, but it was the sounds they made that stayed with you in your dreams at night. It got more dangerous, and the city watch started paying better. But that didn't last long, because after a while, too many people had been stripped clean, trying to fill up a bag. One slip, and they'd be all over you, gnawing and trying to chew down to the bone. That's how I lost my poor Benji. Hello.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander Zoological Survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign power.
Oh, so he thinks it's part of biological warfare. John Lozana, thank you very much for the tip. We've got a lab key. This is new. Okay. For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but they pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The blood of the rats tells its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. The rats collected in the poorest parts of town, in the slums, exhibit the oldest strains of the plague, while those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered our city, exhibit a younger strain of the plague. Roman says, "Hey, Ox, sorry for missing your streams lately. I got my timetables all messed up." No worries, Roman. Good to have you back on the program. You haven't missed a whole lot. This is day 2 of Dishonored. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I will continue my research. If nothing else, I am living proof that Sokolov's elixir and Piero's remedy are very effective at protecting against the plague, if one consumes enough of this stuff. So, the plague started in the slums, not the docks. So it's not a foreign-born plague. The Leviathan's Sorrow, some toilet reading material. Little is known of Pakoti, credited with this series of pamphlets arguing against the whaling trade. While he is gifted, his views are nonsense and threaten the economic underpinnings of the empire. 1. Enslavement, on the breeding and husbanding of whales versus hunting the beasts in the wild after a natural and free life cycle. Pakoti offers no solutions for where these massive malevolent creatures might be pastured. So whales are malevolent in this universe? 2. Dissolution. Laments on the destruction of social bonds between herd members. Pakoti actually uses the term families. Harmony. Drivel on the aesthetic wonder of what is in reality the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us. Includes arguments on the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore wide-eyed with tales of the whale's savagery. Oh, wow, so everyone thinks they're monsters. Disruption. Here, Pakoti is on the weakest footing, issuing up feverish warnings against the displacement or transference of natural beasts from their native environments. So we've got a Jacques Cousteau here. Okay, before I go outside, somebody said to blink up onto a painting, but I don't know which painting he means. Is there a painting in here? No, there's not. There is that other bookshelf, and it's got wheels, but we don't find a hidden book here. Okay, that must be it. Let's head back outside. Ooh, and we're high up. Ooh, we got a rune over there. Let's see. What's the best way? So, on second thought, I really don't want to poison everybody in town, so maybe we won't do this one. Gentlemen callers, contaminate the Bottle Street Gang bootleg elixir with the plague. Yeah, don't think I want to do that. Let's turn that off. Now, we need to spare Captain Kuro, locate Emily, and eliminate the High Overseer Campbell. Sounds good. Now, it's been 2 hours. It's noon, which means it's time for a cigar. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back with a cigar and some more water. Okay? So 5 minutes. Hold on. Be right back. Well, with this game being as good as it is, it has me wondering about Dishonored 2. The reason I'm playing this game is because many viewers asked me to play Dishonored 2, and I wanted to make sure I understood the story of the Dishonored universe first before playing Dishonored 2, which is why we've been tackling Dishonored 1. But this game is so much fun that I can't wait for Dishonored 2. All right. Roman says, so here's Ox, pacifist running Metro, Dishonored, Prey. Then comes Thursday, Ox runs Doom, bad ending. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the point. You got to kill the monsters, right? Kill those demons. That's where I came from. There's the bridge where they were throwing the bodies off, and that's the bone charm. I'll get it on my way out. Tivian burial urns, all new exhibit. Ooh, what's that? Is that a museum? The boldest measures are the safest. So this puts me out on the other side of the wall of light. Oh no, that's the ball of light right there. Okay, so... I'm confused. What's going on? They ran right by me, and now they're dying to the rats. Okay, I gotta save this guy. Oh dear, I gotta save this guy. Can I open this? Nope. But they can't climb.
Got you now. Help for the watch.
Where's that other guy that I darted out here? Ox, visit the distillery, says Anzi. Maybe. I mean, I don't want to poison anything. Maybe I'll just visit it to loot it, but not poison anything. Jack says, for 2, I think the low chaos ending in 1 is canon. Ethan says, Dishonored 2 is amazing, you'll love it. Mr. President says there's a lag fix in Fallout 76. Delete your friend list in the game. Courtesy of Juicehead for finding this out. Yeah, I saw his tweet about it, and I was sadly unable to test it because I have hundreds and hundreds of friends in Fallout 76. The problem is that you don't accept friends in Fallout 76. Basically, anyone online can add you as a friend, and suddenly now they're on your friends list. So there's also no way to mass reject friends or to remove people from your friends list except individually. So it becomes completely impractical for me to use this fix. I can't just delete my friends list. It would take hours of me going through methodically one by one to delete them all.
Cold as a whaler's gaff hand. 50 years old at least. This guy fought for the Empress.
Forget his old ass. I can't even remember the Empress. We tagged it plain. Under Clavering Street is ours. Come on. What's the take? It's gonna feed you too.
How did he catch on fire? I didn't mean to kill that guy. How did he catch on fire? Long live the Empress. And then she was a wench. Goodness. Okay, well, I'm out of crossbow bolts and munitions, and at least I got my gun. Where can I put them so that they'll be out of the way of the rats? I don't know. Are they all dead? These guys are all dead? Well, they can still be eaten, right? No, don't fall. He had a Molotov. All right, well, then he killed himself. I don't know if the rats can get there or not. I'm just trying to get them out of the way. Hide them in the trash bins. Yeah, but I don't see any trash bins here. Oh, there's another one. I didn't kill this guy. Corporal Meadows, we found this strange rune on the woman who used to sell pastries up the street. Not sure how she died, but since the thing looks superstitious, we set it aside for the overseers. After your shift is over, take it to them for disposal or whatever they do with them. Don't forget. Okay, how many runes do I have now? I have 4 runes. Let's upgrade Blink. Leaving 1 room left. Mana consumption very low. That's great. So, I've fully upgraded Blink. Is there another level? Nope, I don't think so. Then, I could get Vitality right now, which is health is increased. Might be useful. Possession. Bend time. Rat Swarm. Ew. Yeah, but that's going to increase my chaos level, right? And then Wind Blast. Pushes people back. Well, I think I want Vitality. Cool. So the bone charm is the one all the way back at the beginning, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. And the heart isn't picking up any more runes or bone charms, so I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. Pyro Lai says, a heart? Dude, have you gone all Kalima on somebody? That's the game. Possession is very useful, says Jack Wolf. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using that ability in the future. But for right now, let's continue on with the primary quest. Before we go down that way towards Holder Square, let's see what's over there, because we haven't been there yet. Hello. There's a trash bin. Door. Door. Nothing. What's this? Some sort of barricade. Roman says, so Dishonored feel anything... does Dishonored feel anything like Prey? By the way, one of the lead designers of this game is from Half-Life 2. It does. I've noticed many similarities between the two games. The way the runes are set out are very similar to the way neuromods are set out in Prey. Okay, I gotta find out what's up there. Hey! Tivian ore! Sweet. And the way that the story is told is very similar in terms of much of the backstory being scattered around in journals. Okay. Cannot be opened at this time. That's the second door we found that can't be opened at this time. Maybe we need to proceed further with the primary plot before we can meet this Slackjaw guy.
Is that true? Or is it the itching that really gets you? Or the rats?
Jasper, isn't it? It's not so bad in here. Except I miss your wife.
Oh!
You don't scare easy, I'll give you that. That'll change. Nice.
It's me, Overseer Martin. What a sight you are in that mask. I know who you are and what you're here to do. And I can help. Unlock me and I'll buy you a drink in a couple of days. By the Void, I'll buy you 100 drinks.
Okay. High Overseer Campbell has been keeping the Black Book on his person at all times. Campbell plans to poison Guard Captain Curnow. A low-ranking overseer has been blackmailed into putting the poison into the drinks. Oh, that's what we read earlier. Okay, how do I let you go?
Poor circulation, and I seem to have forgotten my mittens, so I'd appreciate it if you could release me or at least go gather some firewood. You never appreciate the fine masonry of Dunwall's cobblestones until you've had your face hanging over them for days on end.
Okay, how do I release you? Oh, ha! Ha! Oh.
Nothing would... Feels good to stand up straight. Thank you, Corvo. What you're here to do tonight is of the highest importance. We've got to find Emily, so kill Campbell and make it quick. Once it's done, search his body for the journal, his notorious black book, and get out of there. Campbell is meeting with a guard named Kernow, and word from my informant is that Campbell is going to poison him. Maybe you can use that to your advantage. All right, I won't be of any help here, so I'll make my own way back to the Hound Pits pub. If I see Samuel the boatman, I'll tell him to pick you up in the backyard, behind the office of the High Overseer.
What?
May all the spirits guide you, and may our enemy's head hit the floor without you taking a scratch.
Well, great. I thought I had to go back, so I missed that blood charm, that bone charm. Okay. I got to go back and get the bone charm, ladies and gents. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. If he's going to be meeting me at the back... What was down this way? So I can't blink in there? Lots of light, lots of people, and I'm out of sleep darts.
Nice.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Please clear the area when a motorized carriage or stilt walker approaches on state business. Be advised that such vehicles will not slow or stop to avoid citizens obstructing the way.
Nice.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search or imprisonment at the discretion of the City Watch.
Nope. Got it. Albinos. You encounter white rats slightly more often. Okay. That's cool. Well, what would I want? There we go. Death of the Month of Songs. Oh, excerpt from a longer work translated from Old Circonian by Anzia Matteo of Circanos. There's something in the water, says Sean. Okay. She was shy in the month of hearths, hiding from scented letters, a sun-dappled cure for my loneliness. She was smiling in the month of rain, eating figs straight from the tree, a dream of sailing around the isles. She was wed in the month of clans to her sailor cousin from Culero, a shrill bird drilling at my chest. Ugh. She was dying in the month of songs, struck by a disease from the east, a terrible kiss on her distant lips. White rats you can possess longer. You know, you can jump and blink to get even higher. All right, well, I'll have to practice. Got in my pouch Darren plus Gwen. Is that what his poem was about? Okay, we got a couple of boats down there. Let's see what's in the boats. Oh, I can't. Invisible wall. Granny Rag's house has some darts. Okay, thank you very much, Christopher. I'll check that out. Hey, is this an overturned boat? What's harming me? Oh, those fish are hostile. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Look out. You got someone skulking around.
Well, I wonder if I can kill the fish for food. But you know what? Okay, let's go to Granny Rags.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. This is a special announcement from our Honorable Lord Regent.
This is the Lord Regent speaking. It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of harvest.
And get those sleep darts that I missed earlier. Or that I didn't need earlier.
Continuing crisis. The overseers of the Abbey of the Everyman remain in service to the state and are empowered to enforce
Ox, you can possess the fish. I can.
wherever necessary. We owe our thanks to High Overseer Campbell for the generous loan of their services.
Where were these darts? I do remember some darts that I didn't loot. That's caved in. On the chair? Okay, thank you. On the chair. Ah. Thank you very much. Got him. That'll come in handy. Okay, well, we got the bone charm, and it was a good bone charm, so I'm glad I didn't skip it. Now we need to get back to where we were. So what's the best way to do that? There's the distillery. Thank you for the tip, Anonymous. Minnie says, will you be playing DLC for this game? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, well, let's do the distillery. I'm not going to poison everybody because I don't want my chaos level to go up, but I also want to explore this place. So, let's do it. Ooh. Haters fired the first shot, but Buttle Street Gang fired the last.
Yeah, it's nice. Word is he's like a phantom with an army of shadows.
Got that down? Ain't he just a boss? Like Slackjaw?
No, this is one odd bird. It sorts with crazies, does rituals and the like, bone charms and such.
You sound afraid.
Damn right I am. Down ain't no ordinary man. Touched by the outsider he is, given dark powers. He can slit your throat across the room.
Well, that'd give him a leg up for sure.
It's no coincidence that most men won't even whisper his name.
Is it true that he lives in the flooded district? With them weepers and wild hounds?
That's what they say. Perfect place for a paid killer to hide.
Interesting. Poisoning the distillery does not increase chaos. I don't know. I mean, the problem is that we're also...
What the fuck are you looking at?
Huh.
We would also be poisoning all the people. I mean, that's what the quest log told us. Early in the morning. Uh-oh. Way and up she rises. Man, it's a cool area, though.
Face like a hagfish.
Hey, don't be sour.
Say, when's Slackjaw coming down?
Not until the next batch of elixirs done. You'll want to check on them.
Then you better pick up anything good.
Huh? Everything's fine. I run the still like I run a game of Nancy. Yeah.
Distillery master key needed. Oh, great.
Yeah, it's nice.
We have to do this one at a time, huh? Oh, no. Whoops. Marson says, evening, afternoon, Ox. Evening at you as well. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you for the tip. Okay, one down.
Yeah, it's nice.
I could sneak up on here. Hold on.
anything to smoke or eat. Shut up.
Okay, there was that lower door. I'll go in there in a minute. I'm not seeing any body yet. Recipe for Craxton. Craxton, I'm coming tomorrow to check on the batch. Make sure you're wearing pants this time and stick to the recipe. 1 part Sokolov elixir, 1 part beach gum paste, 2 parts sugar water. That's it. The more of the real stuff you can cut in, the less there is to spread around and the less I can make. This ain't a charity. Slackjaw.
So it goes, not to the Abbey or the office of the High Overseer, but one of the other places, where they train the Overseers to be real religious. Crazy. He just wants to know where his brother's going. He sneaks in. You know Eddie. Throw you in at it when he's sober.
I remember. Brimsley job, hitting the dumbwaiter all night.
Yeah. So he goes from room to room, kids sleeping, an overseer giving a lecture to the kids. A couple guys training with those hounds.
Stuff you'd expect.
But it gets weird. Some kind of machinery. Then a woman laughing, just laughing and laughing. Then music, a kind of plinky, plonky sound. That's what's spooked him.
You sure he wasn't drunk?
Says he still hears it at night. He never did find his brother.
Jack Wolf says, just looked it up. Poison in the still does not affect chaos.
Okay.
And he says, the way you do the distillery affects the next mission, not overall chaos level or kills.
The nobleman laid with the scullery.
All right, well, I still don't want to poison it because that would still poison people. And I don't want to do that.
Carved herself.
The distillery district. Across the empire, Old Dunwall whiskey is not only the finest libation of its kind, but it's also an important cultural tradition among discerning folk, sophisticated and common alike. Captains moving their ships across the great ocean always have a bottle in their quarters for occasions. Fine restaurants and bars keep it in stock, and farmers across Bristol exchange Old Dunwall whiskey when healthy children are born. Some might disagree, preferring highbrow drinks such as King Street Brandy or one of the other brands from Morley, but sales of Old Dunwall have been brisk through the early years of Empress Jessamine Caldwell's reign, a trend that is expected to continue. Aged and bottled in Dunwall's distillery district, Old Dunwall whiskey is what you want. Key on the wall above the recipe, Ox. Key, key, key. Oh! Thank you.
The wife done kind of both, right?
Yeah, that's the gist. Now it's your turn.
Oh, let me think. Okay. Yeah, I got one. Ready? The one was a sailor from Morton. Fancied a woman who stores her. She gave her his cash. She gave him a ration. And that's all. There isn't no more.
It's nice.
Well, I know. Somebody, get over.
Whoops.
Oh, I'll find this is gonna hurt. Don't let him get past.
Not sure what I did. Triggered a trap, I guess.
Are you asleep? Get up. I know you're here. We lost him. Gotcha. This guy out.
Wow! And I go down fast. Were they spewing fire at me? That's crazy. Wait, which way did I come from? Did I find a way out from here? Maybe. Oh. Hey, kiddo. Okay. Boy wanted some juice. Had to get him some juice. Okay. Now, it's gonna be tricky. Let's do a hard save. I've only got one sleep dart. There are 3 guys down there.
So it goes, not to the Abbey or the office of the High Overseer, but one of the other places, where they
That's
train
what I
you
completely missed.
Crazy. He just wants to know where his brothers are. Sneaks in. You know Eddie. Go get at him with his sword. Brims the job, hidden the double. So he goes from room to room, kids sleeping, an overseer giving a lecture to the kids. A couple guys training with no talent. Stuff you'd expect. But it gets weird. Some kind of machinery. And a woman laughing.
Nice.
Says he still hears me now. Never did find
Okay, so I've got a guy looking over there. And a guy walking around down here. if I get him that way, he's gonna see me. Okay, we'll put him there for now. Then there's a door over here. Is this a door?
You win.
Nope. Okay, then we've got one guy continuing to look over in this other direction. And those guys milling about up there. And that guy right there. They're all just crowded over there.
Picked up anything good?
Let's save.
Somebody, get over here! Cut this bastard to the hangman! Die, you fucking man! Somebody, give me a hand! He's as slippery as hell! See what's inside!
Okay, well, he snuck in behind me. Good thing I had saved just before that. Let's try that again.
Hey, shh. Any fools settle over here?
So I totally missed him last time. Wow, I need to be more observant. So there is a guy down there.
What?
He's right below me.
Not bad.
He's fighting the
Must have
rats.
been rats.
All right, I read that already. Don't want the rats to get him, so... Hide him back here, I guess. Elixir accounts. Next batch. Tubbard family, 4 doses. Kremling family. Okay, so these are all of the different people buying doses. Bootleg still instructions. Attach an empty elixir vial to the spout before you turn on the thing. Turn the valve on, collect the vial, the full vial, repeat until empty. Do not break vials, do not spill elixir. No free swigs. Oh, cool. So can I... Oh, no, let's not do it. I don't want to infect the whole still. I'm sorry. I know that's part of the quest. I know that's part of the fun. And maybe it won't hurt my chaos level, but look at what the quest log says. Contaminate the Bottle Street Gang bootleg elixir. And mission clues. If you contaminate the Bottle Egg Gang's elixir, it will infect anyone who drinks it, including the Bottle Street Gang, which I'm okay with, but then any people who buy their black market elixir, which is just the populace. And I don't want to infect the populace, so I'm going to opt out. But we came here to explore, and explore we did. Now we can head back out and continue with the main mission. Ooh, this leads right back out.
Any fools?
Oh my god. I could run for it. I'm that close to the door.
See what's going on over here.
You look like garbage. Come on, can't hold your drink. Take him down.
Jump! Go! Hand out. Oh, hey, everybody.
Heard something.
Hello.
Knock this guy out. Feed you to the rat.
Okay, we got out. Wasn't the most elegant way to go about it, but we got out. Blink. Everyone says blink. Don't run. Well, I got out. I don't care how elegant it was or not. Let's heal on up. And then continue with our mission. Hey!
Come on! Let's cut this bastard.
Oh no, it didn't work! They can come out!
That settles that. Well,
Okay, well, I'm learning something about the game. They can come out. No, that's not what I want. Okay, read the journal. Got it read. The spring razor. I think I'm all stocked up on all of that. Not going to add that. So I'll read the instructions. All right. Now to find our way out, maybe with Blink. This will be tricky. I could go back.
I'll move over here.
Turn around. He's not gonna turn around, is he?
Is that?
I may have to go back up to the pipe.
Shut up.
Yep, there's just too many guys that way. I'm gonna have to retrace my steps. Thank you, Brianna. Now, to get up there undetected, that's the tricky bit.
Any fools settling over here? Nice. Picked up anything good? Blow off, Joffrey.
Use the heart. Oh. You're right. There's a bone charm over there. Oh. Oh, and it's on the opposite side. Okay. Let's load that autosave. Wait, which one? Which one was it? That one? Nope. That one? No. That one?
Who do we have here? See something, or are you drunk?
Which one was it? Was this just when I entered? Or just as I was about to leave?
Nice.
I can't tell.
Got anything to smoke or eat? Huh.
Oh, and that lets them know I'm here. All right, well, let's just do this one. I'm gonna wait till he turns around and walks away.
Nice.
Oh, clever, clever. I could jump up on the barrels.
I'll move over here.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's try this again. I got interrupted. Okay, let's, so we need to get up there. I almost had it, and then I got interrupted. Hey! What do we got? Robust 1. Potions give you slightly more health. Cool. 3 of 5 found. Well, now we got to get out of here. Let's do a hard save now. Actually, this is quick save, right? Is that quick saving? Yep. So much easier this way. Whoops. Okay, now we can try and find our way out of here. T for mana, R for health. There we go. I'm gonna examine the keyhole. To go down here, this was the one thing we didn't check. Oh! Whoops! I didn't know that was gonna get a bunch of rats. Okay, let's let's do our quick save. All right, they're all down there. Well, now I know what's on the other side of the door, and I think I'll try to avoid that. Oh wait, this is where I was already. Okay. I should probably have looked through the grate first before opening it, eh? Did I read that? I think I did. Okay, I think we did it. Whew. Well, we didn't unleash the rats to destroy the entire gang, and we didn't poison all of the elixirs. So we're on our way to a low chaos ending, hopefully. Now, to continue with our quest. Let's see, where were we? Holger Square. So I need to go down that alley to get around. Just pretend you didn't see that. That didn't actually happen. I'll deny it. Sleep darts at the distillery entrance. Thank you. Okay. Back to where we were. Trying to remember how we got around there last time. There should be something over here to the right, right? Yeah, that's how we did it. Okay, and then now we're back. We got our rune. No, we got 2 bone charms. And we saved our guy. Now to continue with the primary plot. Oh, and he's still there. Okay.
I was just reading in the archive about the Heretic's brand. It sounds painful. Have you ever seen the ritual?
I've never seen the Heretic's brand used. No, it's a rare occurrence. But I did spy the face of one so branded. A former member of our order, of course.
Out on a retreat, we passed through a fishing town and saw him begging.
What were his crimes?
Who can say? The brand is reserved for an overseer, or even the High Overseer himself, who violates our codes and must be cast out permanently. Remember the 7 strictures, and you never need worry about such matters.
I will, brother.
What was the clue we just got? Something about a symbol? There's a method for excommunicating overseers, even the High Overseer himself. The instructions can be found in a book located within the archive. Okay. So we've got 3 guards. 1 inside the room, 2 walking.
Think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night? Indeed, I believe so.
Turn around.
I shit bigger than you.
Okay.
Dice.
Gotta love a musical guy. Corvo. So that's my face, eh? Branding instructions. Where are those? Are they on the other side of the gate? No, they're inside here. Wait, no, they are on the other side of the gate. They're deeper inside. All right, first inside here. Health elixir. How am I thought I've used a lot of those already. All right, back across the way. Through the guard post. Curno's visit. Wayland, Captain Curno and his retinue will be here this evening. See that they are allowed through the checkpoint without incident. I would like him in a fair mood when I have drinks with him in the meeting chamber. Also, be prepared to defend the checkpoint from the inside should things go awry with negotiations. Not that I expect they should, but I want your overseers prepared in case Curno and his men live up to the City Watch's reputation. High Overseer Campbell. Mutiny in the ranks, perhaps? Campbell will be meeting with Captain Curno in the High Overseer's meeting chamber. I like these mission clues. They help distill what we're supposed to get from them all. Now.
Dice.
Oh my goodness.
Should we...
Let's do a hard save here.
tonight? Chances are very good. What's going on there?
Dice.
Man, 4 of them.
Dice.
Play your way, pathways. There are many pathways through your missions. Front streets, alleys, windows, rat tunnels, rooftops, and waterways. Experiment with different ways to reach your goal. Two runes. Hey.
Think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night?
Yes, of course.
Oh, cool. Oh, hey. Can you see me? Nope. Okay. I stole from him, though. All right. Well, I may need to go topside if I'm going to get those runes. Oh, dear.
Dice.
67 meters, 57 meters. Go to kennel? What's the kennel? Well, let's try it. Do a quick save. Go to kennels.
Do not let your keen eyes wander tonight, boy. There's word of bad men about.
Dice.
Oh no, I got dogs to deal with.
Good boy, Justice.
Settle down, man. It's only me. Boreal's gone to the flooded district and all the rest of them. So it's just me tonight. What? Don't look at me like that. Huh? Firing! Someone get over here! Watch out!
All right, let me reload my quick save. I want to see, is it even possible for me to incapacitate the wolfhounds silently, or do I have to kill them?
Do not let your keen eyes wander tonight, boy. There's word of bad men about.
Here's a good boy.
Good boy, Justice.
Settle down, man. It's only me. Boreal's gone to the
Mr. President says every time, Mr. President says every time you activate the dark vision thing, I hear Morals dies, which is a dialect in German which translates to the more you see. Quite fitting, isn't it? It is quite fitting. All right, go walk down that hallway like you did a moment ago. I'm going to try and sneak down that other chamber.
Who's that, people? And that's right, isn't it? How are you, boys? You miss your poor brother. You're worth a dozen gods, each of them. You've still got the taste of that weeper on your tongue, haven't you? That's right. Look at those teeth. You're a righteous monster for sure.
So we need to find the combination. Excerpt from Hound's Trainer's Guide. From each litter, there's usually somewhere shy of 4 good pups, but we always drown the runt. Them that remain spend 3 or so months suckling from their mothers before we start 'em up with the trainin'. It's simple at first, returning sticks and sitting still on command, only pissing outside and the like, but by the 8th month, we got 'em hunting for scented sack dolls hidden in a scrub forest, killing wild pigs on command, and taking a man in padded armor down by hanging on his forearm. At the end of the first year, we graduate the ones that have learned and shoot the ones that haven't. The overseers take them after that. We never see them again, except once. Walking down Clavering Boulevard, an overseer passed me preaching about the litany on the White Cliff and the evils of witchery. And sure enough, his hound started whimpering and wagging its tail. That's how I knew it was one of mine, whelped from a pup. Loot cache. Oliver, I've taken the loot we gathered and stashed it in the incinerator room. It's under the dead hounds, so no one will dig around and find it. Look to your strictures to figure out if the door code. Lying tongue, wandering gaze, errant mind. I trust you're devout and clever enough to figure it out. Lying tongue, wandering gaze, errant mind. Oh, and be mindful of rats. More and more have been gathering since old Finn keeps forgetting to burn the hound corpses. Okay, so we need to find some scriptures or something. The 7th stricture. Restrict the errant mind. Okay, so errant mind is 7. before it becomes factious and divided. Can two enemies occupy the same body? No. For the first will direct it one way and the second another until the body stumbles into a ditch and its neck broken. Likewise, two contrary thoughts cannot long abide the mind, or it will grow weak-willed and subject to heresy. Okay, so errant mind is 7. And that's the final digit. So it's lying tongue, wandering gaze, and errant mind. So 7 is the last one.
Dice.
That's it? Oh man, I gotta find the other ones. I can't leave just yet. I've only got one of the digits. I mean, I suppose I could do process of elimination.
Dice.
If I could separate them. Ooh, so it takes a moment.
Dice.
Hound cage release. I don't even know if I want to release the hounds. Can I knock them out? I don't even know if I can knock them out.
Dice. Dice.
All right, let's try again.
Dice.
I can't knock him out. I have to kill him.
Dice. Dice.
Okay, now let's see if we can find any more clues in the cages to open up that Oh, they've been eating people. So I can't kill them. Sick hound. Voracious has fallen ill. I've gone to fetch some medicine for the hound, but in the meantime, do not open his cage. He's prone to fits of violence, and this would endanger the other overseers in the building. Okay. Well, that was one option, it looks like. Do not use this lever. It is of the utmost importance that you do not open this cage without my approval. Voracious is ill. Okay, so it's the same one. Ah! F. Oh, F is broken. There's a book there, which is likely the next key. How do I open F? Oh, there's the switch over there. Can I blink in, or how do I control that? Ah! Haha! The 7 strictures. Excerpt from a commonly distributed overview of the 7 strictures. There they all are. Wandering gaze, lying tongue, and errant mind. So it's 1, 2, 7. No. Lying tongue, wandering gaze, errant mind. Lying tongue, wandering gaze, errant mind. 2, 1, 7. Whoops. I let the rats out. And they eat everybody. So how do I get past this, eh? I'll let them eat up the dogs. They'll reveal. There it is in the upper right-hand corner. Now. I could give him a dog. Okay, only 2 rats escaped. I'm not too upset about that. They can't do much damage, only 2 of them. Okay, we did it. We got it all. Now, to the meeting chamber. So this was a back way to get to the meeting chamber through the kennels. Let's do another quick save here. I've got 15 minutes left. Oh, hey.
For the outsider himself, by which he hopes to defeat the righteous. He is patient, for he waits every hour and every day of our lives for a moment of weakness or chaos. Nice. For many do his work. He is strong. Only by utmost striving can he be resisted. He is various. Nice.
Whoops. There's the meeting chamber. I'll hide the body over here.
Nice.
So that's where I need to go. But there is that room down there. I mean, do I need to even go? I suppose I could just skip it. Let's just go down real quick and see what's down there.
Perhaps a disfigured man may come and inquire after her. Or you might discover small items in the house, branded as if by intense heat. Or the bones of rats may be found in her bedclothes. Be wary.
Overseer Sturgis, is the outsider a winged serpent?
Well, Coriander of Morley wrote that such serpents are kin to the whales and leviathans. And indeed, sailors off the shores of Pandyssia tell of great winged... Someone there!
I need a hand here!
Probably rats. Into everything.
What about those guys? Are they gonna bother me? To backyard.
Please, no!
He used to admire the overseers. Now he fears them.
I need help!
Once they're brought here, they never leave. The overseers always find the guilt they seek.
High Overseer Benjamin Holger. His words will drive us ever onward. Founder of the order, wrote reform and tradition, knife driven through his eye during the siege of Whitecliff. High Overseer John Clavering. May his light guide our path through the murk, instrumental in the construction of the Abbey. His deft hands illuminated early copies of the Seven Strictures, consumed by fever in his bed. High Overseer Falk Barrow, his hand will ever be on our shoulders, contributed several chapters to the sayings of the overseers, introduced the right of the watchful eye, fell down a flight of stairs. High Overseer Abram Templeton, a pillar of justice standing above the clouds of iniquity. Ethan says, don't go to the chamber yet. Okay. Wrote the opening of the litany of the White Cliff, taken by consumptive illness. High Overseer Francis Perry, his sacrifice will never be forgotten. First overseer to personally encounter and combat an incarnation of the outsider. Went missing during the Fugue Feast. His body was never found. And this one's been smashed. Overseer John Brenton, he was a blade held aloft for the everyman. Aided in hiding the Book of Strictures from being burned by enemy fires. Run through with a spear during the siege of Whitecliff. Why is his urn smashed? Whoa, where have I found myself? Holy cow. Z-Chib says, before it's over, lol, thanks for the stream, Ox. Thank you very much. I'm gonna leave you alone. It's okay. It's okay.
Someone please! Someone help me!
High Overseer Steven Gainsforth, his mind was a sharp light piercing the gloom, first to discover the discordant scale. A champion against the forces of corruption, died testing a harness designed to protect its wearer from high falls. Whoops. High Overseer Scott Grafton, he drove back the darkness so we might have peace. First Overseer to forge into Pandyssia to purge darkness wherever it might be found. Died of the plague. Cremated with Holger's opal to honor his battle with the plague.
No!
Sweet. Her insights aligned us in our time of greatest need. High Oracle Gwen Horncroft, first woman inducted, founder of the Oracular Order, succumbed to madness. By his invocation do our ranks now swell, initiated the trials of aptitude defenestrated during the night of flung shutters. His fires left nothing behind but the righteous and true, led the first of the great trials, tortured and burned over 1,000 heretics, died in bed of old age. Her High Oracle Dahlia Somnos, her inquisitive mind left nowhere for corruption to hide, first woman of the southern blood to join the order, opened relations with Serkanos, and founded an oracular chapter there, assassinated by agents of the outsider. 7 minutes. Whoops.
Dice.
Okay, so we've got another upstairs section. I see a few people over there. Again, the meeting chamber. So this is just an alternate path. Okay, I've been here. So, where are... There. Whoops, don't want to put him there. Let's find a safer spot for him.
Did you get caught in the lockdown last night?
6 hours. Searched the place top to bottom. And nothing to eat but the swill we hand out free. Of course we didn't find anything.
Did I ever tell you, one time one of the second floor shutters got stuck open, and I thought I could slip out? I couldn't find a way down, and by the time I got back, it had snapped shut. I spent the rest of lockdown out on a ledge.
Maybe the outsider was watching.
So I could do an alarm.
Dice.
One minute left. Oh, that's more rats. Ah! I'm gonna run out of time. No, I've got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Everyone has sleep apnea in the game, says Triconulus. You can use blink to get on the lights above you. Oh, that's clever. And he has a key that I need. All right, where can I put him that's safe? Well, let's just put him on the stretcher here. Where's the key? Did I get the key? Did I get the key? Interrogation room? No, that's my... I don't know if I got the key or not. I think I did. All right, I'm going to have to end it there. Thanks for joining me for day 2 of Dishonored. I've been having a great time with this game. I hope you all have as well. I've got like 30 seconds left. We'll pick up here right where we leave off on Monday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's when I like to stream, and we'll try and get into the meeting room and switch the poisons or not, depending on whether we want high chaos or not. 2 new lore videos this weekend, Fallout 3 videos. I hope you're going to enjoy them. I got to get to work on them if I'm going to finish them. So you have a fantastic rest of your Friday, and I'll see you all very soon with more new live streams and more new lore videos. Have a good one.